First world, come in and take a seat. Pay us no attention, it's all conspiracy. We have satire and parody, some funny, some perverse. If none of it's offensive to you, you'd be the first.
The Immortal Mass, a 1970s superhero crime noir adventure that follows a retired soldier who is given a covenant interview with a death row inmate. What he learns from the interview thrusts him into Atlanta's shadowy underworld. He'll have to utilize his military training to survive from being hunted for the information that could topple the most powerful ruling class in the city. This is not a pre-order or a crowdfunding campaign. Get your books now at Nunneley.com.
Hey, yo, it's me, Pops Van Marmalade, and you're watching the Comics-Related Madness Network. Uh-huh. So come get some. CromCon. CromCon.
Seconds to curtain, folks.
Your favorite podcast is Critical Plus.
Ladies and gentlemen, Atrocity Press is in the house, and we are hunting humans.
That's right.
Come on, folks. I gotta get new batteries for this mouse. I'm not getting the right prompts. Everything's halting on me in StreamYard today. It's like clicking videos 3 times to get them to start. Now I got to do it to my music. Telling you, you get used to something, and then when it stops working, you get frustrated. It's like when the microwave takes 2 minutes to make a meal, you know, and you're like, why does it take so long?
2 minutes in the microwave time is way longer than real time.
Yeah, we're spoiled. I made a baked potato today in the microwave. I'm like, 5 minutes? I don't know what I could do, but it just felt like I could do a lot more in 5 minutes than watch something spin around. Already got an active chat tonight. Mike Walters has dropped in to like and share, and do appreciate that, Mike. Thank you so much. Genuine Comics is here. Greetings, all you awesome people. And that includes you, Genuine Comics. You are the awesome person out here with us. George Peter Gatsis, what fresh awesomeness is this? This is Human Hunters. And just to start things off, folks, we are at $28.91 of a $3,500 goal. And as has been the case for the last few campaigns, the beard is the bounty. Yes, that is correct. If you get this thing funded tonight live on stream, the scissors are right here, ready to go. So it will happen right here on the show if you guys make it happen. So, Max, how you doing, man?
I'm good. I keep my beard trimmed, though.
Yeah, well,
I don't shave much.
I don't either, obviously. It's just, it's never been this long in my life. This was just like a winter beard. I've got a very small bathroom that I share, and I just don't want to go in there every morning and leave whiskers all over the sink. So I go outside to do it when I choose to do it, and it was cold. So I didn't do it.
It's like the hockey playoff beard, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Johnny Reed out there at what's the name of your store, Johnny?
Brute Squad Entertainment.
Brute Squad Entertainment, because
Yeah.
that's the kind of shelving that I like to look at with all the cool covers on it.
Oh yeah.
What's selling for your store right now? We'll do a mini LCS guys show here for a minute. What's selling, and what are you finding too many stacks left over of?
Are you talking about comics or just what's overall selling in my store? Because I'm actually a comics and gaming and action figure store. So I got a little bit of all one-stop shopping.
Yeah, well, most comic stores are, aren't they?
Yeah. Tell you the truth, the main ones that we got selling is Daredevil's hot right now. And anything Spider-Man. Spider-Man is really hot again. Daredevil, this new run that they got going on, is really good. X-Men, I'm seeing them kind of fall off compared to what they used to be. I think they're getting so many miniseries and so many different titles. It's almost harder than it ever was to try to keep up with what's going on. And then not Daredevil, but Deadpool, it got a reboot, so a lot of people jumped on board with that one.
All right. Carrie is in the chat, says, "Hail chat." Genuine Comics says the beard must go. Well, Genuine, there's easy way to do that. It's money. Carrie says, "How can gents complain? Gents only have to shave their face." Look, we all shave whatever we shave for the same reason. Nobody likes to get prickled when they kiss. That was a complete attempt at a dirty joke there.
Yeah.
Oh no, we got it.
Yeah.
It's purely sexual.
We can do that. We're talking about human hunters tonight, so it's going to get that way for a while because you guys do the good girl, bad girl. Okay, is it good girl or is it bad girl or is it both?
A little bit of both.
I think the bad girls are good. Isn't that kind of how it is?
The badder, the better. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of both. I mean, we've got bad girls and we've got good girls. I mean, Mary's a good girl, but Charlotte's a bad girl in Mary Machine Gun. And then you're introduced to some vicious women characters in this issue of Human Hunters that really you'd be surprised that they're involved in what's going on because it's women controlling a human trafficking ring.
That's a twist because you don't normally you think of male run cartels when you think of human trafficking rings.
Yeah,
Kind of the spin on this one was the fact that you can get behind the whole men selling women, but I mean, when you look at like actually, because we do a lot of research, when Max dives in, for the Mary stuff, he's researching. When I dive into the Human Hunters, we're really researching this stuff. We want it to be as real in our fake universe as possible, if that makes sense.
Sure.
But, but even like the big thing with, God, I can't remember the name of that cult that was just going on with Allison Mack from Smallville,
Oh,
yeah, thank you. But it had a main lead guy, but all the recruiting were women a lot of them were recruiting other women.
Well,
we kind of wanted to show that aspect of this.
Yeah, look at Epstein. Ghislaine Maxwell allegedly was his recruiter person. I don't have to say allegedly anymore. She's in jail for it, so I guess it's that. So, that does make sense.
I mean, people are people. I mean, everybody's stuck in it for money.
Money drives it. So that's are those the humans that they're hunting, the ones that have been taken, or are they hunting humans who are just bad humans? Or what's the target?
They hunt the bad humans. It's a story of redemption for these monsters. Because all of the characters, like we've got Frankenstein's monster, Frankenstein's female monster. We've got a mummy. We've got
JC the werewolf. We got
JC the werewolf. Dr. Juan, the voodoo doctor, and then Radu, he's the billionaire who finances it all and keeps it going.
It seems like you got almost all the monster bases covered.
Oh no, we got quite a few left.
I was gonna say
there's quite a few left.
Things.
No, we got quite a few. A lot of it is we take from the literature, of course. Mary Shelley, Bram Stoker. There's a lot of other classic stuff that hasn't been used. The main thing though is like when we do our outlines, we're really trying to make it original. Try to do what hasn't been done before. Like when you watch a lot of the old, you see the movies and it's like a lot of the monsters. What's a phone? What's a car? And I've said this before, that, we're trying to show that these are creatures that are immortal. They've been around for hundreds of years. So when they walk in the room, they most assuredly are probably the smartest one in the room. Especially in the case of Cleo. Cleo is she speaks 36 languages. She got a photographic memory. She's a computer, savvy. She's just brilliant. So and that's kind of where we go with it. Radu. We still don't know a lot about a Radu, except he's got more money than Bruce Wayne.
Oh, that's a bit of money. Has he got more than Tony Stark though?
Probably Bruce Wayne and Tony Stark combined, actually.
Okay, that's
he's
all
at a whole different level. But going back to the Human Hunters, though, like Max said, it is a story of redemption. These are things, they are trying to make up kind of like their ledger and trying to get it cleaned up. And when you really think about things and you look and you do research, you look at the books of vampires, Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, things that humans have done is so far worse than anything that they have done in literature.
Yeah, the worst monster is man, as the familiar idea goes. George just asked me what I was talking about with men doing trafficking. He said women are at the center of all the slavery-like crap going on in North Africa, and of course we saw that movie, The Woman King. Where they were selling slaves. Atrocity Press rules, says Gage the Wolf.
Yeah, we do.
Everyone has more money than Bruce Wayne. I think that's actually true these days because he.
Oh, that's the current thing. Yeah, he lost his money or something. They had to figure out some other thing to write about him.
He's just a guy with a rope now. Yes, I don't know. So, how did they get started going after humans? I mean, was there a come to Jesus moment for each of them that said, "Hey, this is," and they couldn't happen to all of them at the same time. They weren't all at the monster union feasting and they're like, you know what? Let's do this.
You're going to find, and you're going to find, especially in issue 4. When issue 4, we've already got almost all the way up to 5 already done, written. We just got a few more pages on 5. But issue 4, just to give a little spoiler, is a flashback issue. You will get at least one member of the Human Hunters and a partial one's history. Going back to issue 1, you do get, kind of a little bit of an origin story of Christine. Yeah. She's the female monster that Frankenstein created. The one thing we wanted to do different. Yeah. The one thing that we wanted to do differently, like with her and Victor, our Frankenstein monster, was the dynamic was that they had the same father. So if they got the same father, it's not going to be romantic. They're brother and sister. And we really, write, that is his little sister. He's the big brother. He's always trying to protect her, which gets into a lot more in this one. Because in our last issue, the 3 girls get kidnapped themselves. They're trying to save the girls and they get kidnapped. And that's where we kind of left the cliffhanger. And this one picks up where now Radu's not only got to find the 3 original girls that were taken, he's got to find 3 of his members as well. Yep. And it's also, and those 3 members are trying to get out themselves. I mean, because they're not helpless, they're monsters in their own way. So
sure.
This story is kind of showing, what happens with Radu and his group and what the girls are doing at the same time.
Yeah, because last thing you want to do is have girls needing rescued when they're the heroines.
Oh, yeah.
They've got to be able to fend for themselves to show, girl power and solidarity and all that.
Yes, I mean you do, but by the same token, we want to kind of give a little bit nod to the old pulp books too, because I mean those are a time, and and that's the thing with these characters. Like when you talk about Mary, you talk about Charlotte, you talk about the human hunters, even with the ninja bimbos, as dumb as a rock as most of those are, they're still very powerful. Mary's very powerful, Charlotte's very powerful. All four of the ninja bimbos, they're all very powerful by the time they get through their training. And we want to show that you can be sexy and powerful both.
And you can be powerful and get trapped.
That's true.
Yes.
which is what they've done. And I like the rules. Rule 1, do as you're told. Rule 2, do as you're told.
Yeah.
And rule 3, see rule 1.
And part of this, you're going to find out that this is kind of a humbling experience for them, because it's kind of like one of those things where you're thinking it's going to be easy and it's not. It's really, truly like, if for those that read the last issue, they had a plan laid out that went astray. The whole thing was the plan failed. And this is what happens.
I'm going to have to get that one because I got the first one. But I'm not recalling any of this, so I'm sure I don't have the second
one sets this one up. This is kind of issue 2, 3, and 5 is kind of the modern day story arc.
It's going to land on my read pile. It'll come under these because these just got. Am I holding the? Yeah, excuse me a second. Too many things in front of me in the computer.
Oh shit! You got them all.
Yep, there's your Marys.
Got some Hail Marys here. So
yeah,
I haven't even opened the first one yet. So I'm getting ready to dig into that. But
I think you'll like it. It's pretty good.
Is Atrocity a shared universe? I mean, not a shared universe, but a cohesive universe.
Some parts of it are, like the Ninja Bimbos. That's its own thing. But I mean, there's no reason why the Human Hunters couldn't be in Mary's universe and Mary couldn't be in the Human Hunters universe. We haven't addressed it yet, but
we've talked about it.
Yeah, we've talked about it.
We've talked about doing. Because me and Max, we kick back and we talk about what ifs a lot. What if this? What if that? And we got a couple what if story arcs for a crossover if we decide to do it.
Oh sure. You've already got a name for it. I mean, come on, it's the Atrocity. That's going to be the big cataclysmic thing that would bring everybody together.
Well, and the thing that is so interesting about the world now is Max created Mary, and then brought me on after the fact. I created Human Hunters, but it's like we were so integrated in our writing style, and when we write together, to me, it's kind of, I don't know about you, Max, but for me, it's like the same thing. We get together and it's our book. It's not mine and his. This is our stuff. This is our world. We get to play in it. He's got an idea. Hey, I got an idea for a new character. And at that point, we just start merging. I got an idea for a new book. We just start merging ideas and we just kind of run with it.
Now, do you role play the stories out to plot them, or how do you work that together as a team?
Basically, we come out and the first thing we do is we create an outline, and we do it just like we're doing now, except for we share a Word document, and I type faster, so I'm the one typing.
Yeah,
and
I talk a lot.
And we come up with the story beats, and then that pretty much writes everything for us, and then we just connect the dots as we're writing, and then Johnny will be like, what if this? And I'll be like, that's cool, what if this? And then we just kind of weave it all together and get it written, and it's a pretty speedy process, actually, for writing these things. I'm pretty impressed with how quick
we can knock out an issue. And what about and see, we kind of we kind of do two outlines, because we'll do like a high level of like for a story arc, and then we come back and we'll do one that's like, okay, what are we going to do for this issue? And it's like the main beats. And it's really crazy because there's so often that I'm thinking something, I'm getting ready to say it, and Max is already typing it. or I'll start saying something, and then he's like finishing it with the tie. It's really symbiotic. It's really kind of crazy.
Yeah, you're surfing that same wavelength now.
Yeah, a lot.
For sure.
You can tell when two creators are meshing when that starts to happen, because it's like it's a unimind thing.
It's a hive mind.
The hive mind is taking over.
And honestly, there's nothing more. There is nothing right now that, I mean, you got family and all that stuff aside, but I mean, when you push that to the side, there is probably nothing on this planet that I enjoy more than sitting down and writing with Max. I mean, when we sit down, it truly, to me, it's almost, it's like a magical thing for me. It really is. When we sit down and we're like, and then we get done, it's just that high. It's like, dang, we just created something out of nothing together. It's freaking awesome.
Now it's just time to send it to the artists and watch it come to life. And let's, as interesting as the story is that we're talking about here, let's be honest, we got covers selling this thing, because it's a throwback to the 90s era when the bad girl covers and the good girl covers were rocking the stands here. Lingerie shots were a thing. So you got a couple of variants for this one, like has been normal with all the other books from Atrocity Press. Mateus Duarte.
Yeah, he's the main key artist for Human Hunters. So we give that cover A to the artist of the book, because if they can draw your book, they can draw a cover, and they deserve it.
Sure.
And plus, it's also that thing, like for me, I always get annoyed when you see a great cover and then you open it up and it looks like somebody, no offense, I'm not saying anything, but it looks like somebody drew it with crayons.
Oh, we've all been there.
And I've always said, for years, even when I had my old comic shop, I wish that the cover A was always the interior artist. And then when I joined Max is like, yeah, that's already something I already came up with for Atrocity. And I'm like, thank God that's already in place and we don't even need to talk about it.
Excellent. And then Mariah Bennis is back in play again.
Always. She's always our cover B. If you're going to get any Atrocity Press book, pretty much cover A is going to be the interior. Cover B will be Mariah. And here late in the last year, and I think going forward, cover C is going to be LC.
Yep.
Yeah, these covers rock. I mean, this is the one I stole for the thumbnail.
Yeah, I noticed.
He said, if you go back up here on this one, it's for and this one above, Fernando does our coloring, and I got to give a shout out to Fern, because he's our art director. He is the interior inker. He does everything on Mary, but even on the books that he's not the main artist on, he is the director to keep that stuff flowing. And like the colors he did on that next Mariah is just out of the park. I really enjoy that one. That one, he did some great stuff.
And this is Cleo, right?
Correct.
Yep.
That's what I thought.
That is as you can tell, our mummy.
Yeah. Well, she's not wrapped up like a mummy, but wouldn't.
No, we left that for Christine in the first book.
Yes. And then this like you said, the LC Freitas cover here. Bia Navarro doing the covers, colors. I mean.
Mm-hmm.
So who is this? Also Cleo or?
Yep, that's another version of Cleo.
Because she's, that's a thing. They can dress in different outfits. They're not superheroes, and you can still. I suppose I shouldn't focus right there. Let's get the face back in.
No, I will tell you that we do have kind of a standard fighting garb for a couple of them. Kirstine, she pretty much is always in the black leather because she's got our thief. Freya is going to be getting a costume soon in issue. I guess that's 4 or 5. She'll be having one.
Yep.
Actually, 5. It's 5 at the end.
The 5th one.
Yep.
Yeah, these are gorgeous. And then Fabio Simao.
Fabio Simao, that dude, he knocks it out of the park every time.
Yeah, this has got darkness vibes hanging all over it here.
Yeah, because when that one came in, I'm like, oh my god, because I'm a huge Top Cow guy. I love the Top Cow books back in the day. And this one came in, I was just like, oh my God, it kind of hit me in the chest. I was like, that's so beautiful.
Yeah, I can only imagine what the pencils looked like, the raw pencils.
They were exquisite.
I'm a pencil guy. I mean, when I see, hey, here's the pencils and now it's inked, I'm like, I always feel like something was taken away when it was inked. Like, I love the pencils of stuff, raw pencils. Alfred Trujillo, I know him, and I can already see in the face who he used for a model on that shot.
Well, and he actually did Cleo for our last issue too, and he'll be doing a Freya in issue 3.
And they're connecting covers.
Oh, they are.
They will be. Yep.
Oh, fantastic! I love connecting covers. So, are you going to make a poster of it when it's all done, or
probably?
Good idea.
We just got to work out the shipping logistics. It's not always easy to ship out posters anymore.
Yeah, if there was somebody I knew who could help you with that, I would connect you. But
and it may be one of those things that you get it at the cons, because next year we're planning on Atrocity Press breaking out and start hitting some of the con circuit.
And then, of course, Fern decides to get his own cover in here.
Yep.
Done coloring everybody else's. Here's mine. This is beautiful. Now, which character is it?
That is Freya.
That's Freya.
She's got the blonde hair.
Yep,
Okay,
that's Freya.
So what monster column is Freya filling in? Because I'm hearing Nordic stuff out of it. So
You get to find that out in issue 4.
Oh, we don't know yet, but we'll know
We do
when
not
we
know. There's a couple we put a little Easter eggs on some of them. Like Radu, you won't find out until issue 5. You'll get a glimpse.
You get a little bit of it in 4, but then it really comes out in 5.
And that's the good thing about doing books like these with immortal characters is we're going to be throwing in an issue every so often with a backstory. The next story arc is going to be around Dr. One. So we're going to have some old New Orleans backstories on those, flashbacks.
Yep.
Because, if you know anything about Atrocity Press, especially Mary, we love our flashbacks. Because I know at one point we did a flashback in a Mary book.
Ooh.
And it worked.
And it worked.
Yeah, nothing wrong with a good flashback. I just reviewed a comic that I've been finding good stuff from DC again, so I've been putting a little bit more faith in them. And I picked up Superman Lost, #1.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, this is Christopher Priest. Guy's supposed to know what he's doing. Artwork looked really, really good. And it's first issue of 10. And Superman goes off on a mission. He comes back the next page. He's kind of like battle struck and just staring into the distance. And she's like, well, you weren't gone long. And he's like, I was gone 20 years. And I'm like, so the next 9 issues are a 20-year flashback of where he went into this black hole horizon with no suspense at all, because we know how it ends. He comes back home. he's already there telling us what happened. Like, not sure that was the best way to do a flashback.
Yeah, that's kind of like with the Star Wars prequel trilogy. It's like, okay, there's Obi-Wan Kenobi, there's Anakin Skywalker, and there's Liam Neeson playing Qui-Gon Jinn. I was like, who's gonna die?
Yeah. If Sean Bean shows up, it's an easy guess.
Yeah. But I mean, there's no way to do a flashback when you already have or previous. There's no way to create suspense because Obi-Wan Kenobi's going to be fine.
Yeah,
because he made
exactly.
He made it to issue 4. You know what happens to Anakin Skywalker? It's nothing interesting or new.
And technically we know that in any Superman book he's going to be okay. He's a trademark character. He's the bread and butter of the company.
It's his book.
If you go by DC 1 million, you already know that he's 1,000,000 years old anyway. That he can never die.
Living in the sun.
Well, see that going back to like that thing with Star Wars. See, where I was so disappointed in the prequels. I always think if you're going to do a major like prequel movie, it should be written in a way when you watch the other movies, you see it in a different light. All of a sudden, it should be, hey, it's a different light. I always thought that they should have done some kind of twist where Luke and Leia would have been Obi-Wans instead of Anakin's. And that was why Anakin went to the dark side. Then you go back and see that in a whole different light, and that's what, we try to do, like with ours. If we're going to do a flashback, it's going to give you some insight where you're like, oh, well, that makes me look at her a little bit different, or look at him a little bit different.
Yeah. Well, I had a head canon for Star Wars that, they didn't do, so it doesn't matter now. But, Luke and Leia were twins, and then Leia and Han, they had twins. Twins run in this family. I was like, what if when, Palpatine overshadowed Shmi with the midichlorians, Anakin was a twin, and he was the one that was left over because the other one looked like it was more powerful, and Palpatine, took that one and raised it, and that's Rey's grandfather, which is why Rey would actually be a Skywalker then, and would have that Force power so strong in her without any training whatsoever. But I won't go down that road.
That's kind of a cool concept. I dig that.
Ryan Johnson, take it, run with it, do your thing. Redeem Star Wars. Mike Walters, I have no idea that EVS roasted T. Franklin. I've roasted T. Franklin. She roasted me right back, and I didn't care. But I guess there was a 3-way in Legion of Bats. I don't think any of the Harley Quinn titles count as canon. I think they're all Mad Magazine parody of a DC universe. But maybe you'll talk about that later tonight on the mic stand when you go live at the top of the hour with all the niche news that's fit to print for manga, anime, comic books, and professional wrestling. So when we're done here, folks, everybody go raid Mike's channel and get your news. So here we got the John Stinsman cover.
Yep, John Stinsman from Evangeline and Lady Pendragon. He worked on Vampirella for Harris. I mean,
you know what I'm seeing here? Everybody loves Cleo.
Well, it used to be Everyone Loves Christine, and then now it's Everyone Loves Cleo. It's kind of like when they started, when John asked me, which one do you want me to do? I'm like, with Ninja Bimbos, because he did a cover for that, I was like, just choose your favorite girl. But in this one, I was like, don't do Christine, because we've got so many Christine covers. So he chose Cleo.
Well, there's no bad choices, I'm afraid to say.
Yep.
They're all hot characters. I noticed nobody's doing covers of the male characters, and you do have men on the team. Well, right here, that counts.
We've done covers of the male characters on set. In the second issue, we did a Beefcake cover with Radu.
I remember that. So it's equal opportunity eye candy here, folks. And again, I'm going to run up to the top here. Look, you guys let me down. $28.91. We need $600. $600, and the beard falls onto the desk, and then I have to vacuum. But I will do it. I will do it. Of course, we get the NSFW covers here, and I don't have to worry about this anymore. I always used to say that stood for not safe for wife.
Nice.
So, don't have these up when wife is around. But pow, 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 pow. Yeah. That's the nice thing about digital artwork, folks, is it's in layers.
Yep. You can just lay those things on top.
And still looks like it's a single picture. So, here's the Mateus Duarte cover. Alfred Trujillo's cover is going to be a not safe for work one.
Yep. And John Stinsman.
John Stinsman's. We didn't get, wait. We didn't get, well, that one wouldn't have been that great. This one I was thinking would have been an NSFW cover, but not so much.
Yeah, but we can't. I mean, that's the problem. In a lot of cases, so many of these would be so great for that. But it's like we weren't even planning on 3. We usually try to stick it around 2, and they came in with 3, and we're like, they're too good not to. We got to do it.
Yeah, Bad Bug Media, they do it like 17 when they put out one of their mature titles. Like, yeah, every title we've got, every cover is going to have a safe one and a not safe one, and we'll do 6 covers, and then you'll do the other 6. If not more than that. Now this is a print though. So is this going to be an add-on, a stretch goal?
Well, what it is for every $1,000 we raise up to the first $4,000, we release one of these prints. So we've hit $2,000. So we release this print and the next print.
And by released, you mean they're for sale now, not.
Yeah, well, they come included with the Not Safe for Work book.
Oh,
So if
okay.
you buy a Not Safe for Work book, you get the Not Safe for Work prints.
I get you.
And that's why some people that they're like, why do you have such a high price on your non-safe for work? It's not just because it's, the nude variant. It's also we're covering the cost of doing the prints and getting the artwork paid, and just like everything else, you got to pay for the art, you got to pay for the ink.
Exactly. Now Wednesday's not on your team.
Okay. Now this is Helena. She is the goth girl bartender that worked at the bar that the girls got kidnapped from, and she becomes kind of Radu's plaything.
Good for Radu. He's a player.
That he is.
So this will come around at the 3,000 mark. So come on, folks, bump up these. But these tiers are not that expensive. I mean, you talked about the Not Safe for Work ones being so much more expensive. They're not that expensive to begin with.
No, we try to keep our prices on our regular covers low. I mean, $15 it's more than a comic at your comic shop, but we're crowdfunding. We're not selling comics at a comic shop.
You're printing them in the dozens, not in the thousands.
Yeah.
And they're only $15 for the basic packages. Bump it up for $5, and you're already in the market where you're going to get the NSFW one if if that's what you collect. And you'll get all the extra prints that would come with it. This is, of course, the 3,000 one we haven't hit yet, and then 4,000 is this little angel.
Yeah, Freya as Cupid. It all started. I think we did this artwork in February.
Well, January originally for February.
Yeah.
And here it is, April, and we're
finally getting around to it.
Comics works.
Yep, finally getting around to it.
Yeah, that's a pretty one.
We had a couple setbacks. One of my business partners decided he wanted to go in the hospital for a while.
I know. Well, he went on a live stream and got all excited, and his blood pressure went up and sent him to the hospital.
Had a congenital heart failure.
Yeah, don't fail. Stutter a little bit, but
yeah,
God's sakes, don't fail. You can, of course, get this on digital if that's what you only collect.
And the digitals have Not Safe for Work versions too, because people requested them and we made them available. People buy them.
Yeah, it's easy. Take the money. If people say, "Can you give me this?" and you have it, give them that.
Yeah.
As long as it's an exchange of cash.
Yeah.
So you can get the combo packs. They say, "Hey, I'll take both," and So you got four. Well, you got 3 combo packs that are safe and not safe covers.
Yep. Then you can get all 3 Not Safe for Work combos, and you buy 2 and get 1 for free.
Oh, so that's 9 comic books there. You can give them to your friends who can't have their credit card purchases tracked because they're watched.
Got a wife.
yeah, exactly. Let's just what's $20 to Kickstarter for Human Hunters, and then you got the calendar still.
Yeah, we got a 2023 calendar. Granted, the year is almost half over, but there's so much cool art in it that people still buy them, and it definitely belongs in your garage, hanging up.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've got a 1987 calendar hanging up here in front of me. Open to the middle because it's an Antonio Vargas cover calendar. So that's never coming down.
I had an Olivia calendar up for the longest time, and then I had to move because I got divorced. But hey, I like waiting for the calendar to roll around to where it's accurate again.
Yes, use his calendar again. What does she get custody of the Olivia calendar or something? Come on.
No, I got it.
Okay.
I just don't have it up.
All right. You got catch up tiers. So if you've not heard of Human Hunters until now, and you're like, well, it's at number 3. What do? I'll just wait for a trade paperback. No, you get the floppies. You want to have the original collectible material.
Yeah. So. I mean, trade paperback will come eventually, but you're going to be waiting for a while.
Yeah. Yeah, because how many books would you consider worthy of a trade paperback? I know a lot of people do 6, but
Well, Human Hunters will probably be 5. Mary Machine Gun will be 4 because Mary Machine Gun books are like 40 pages long. So
yeah, I can tell you, folks, each one of these little packages here I got is a little bit heavier than your standard 24 page. So I've got to.
Well, I think we were the same way with Human Hunters. Because weren't the first 2 bigger?
Yeah, the first 2 are like 36 pages, I think.
Yeah.
I heard a boop, and I wasn't on my StreamYard screen. I was over on the Kickstarter screen. So when I hear a boop and it's not somebody I invited, I know who it is.
What's up,
it's Wilson. Hey, Pops, what's going on, man?
I had to come hang out with. I had to come hang out with my my partner in crime on Friday morning. Well, he doesn't do crime; he's all good paladin and shit. But no, we have a blast, man. Look, Max, how you doing?
What's up?
Brother?
I'm good. Having a good time talking to RJ. Hopefully, I won't go to the hospital this time.
Yeah, well, we're trying to keep the excitement down, but Pops, you got all these different things in here. What is that? What is that?
I don't know. I didn't make that stuff. That's all the new stuff that they've added. I mean,
okay.
Some of the other people in the group might be messing with
Layouts,
formats and stuff, but I haven't messed with none of that. I keep
I
it pretty
played with
simple.
one.
What's up, Dave? Dave, break in the chat. Genuine Comics. What's happening? George, Gage, Mike, Ray.
It's an active hopping chat. What I really want to do is have everybody in that chat get over here and make that number different, please.
Yeah,
you make me look bad.
Because I see Mike was asking about sex and violence. We know nothing about that in our comic. Nothing about sex and violence in anything from Atrocity Press.
Especially the first issue of Human Hunters when JC just rips people apart.
Hey, I have to say today I'm mourning Groku.
Oh,
I can't do it anymore. I'm in mourning. He's done.
He's toast to you. Yeah.
I tried, man. I tried season 3 really hard. I did, but
Lizzo and Jack Black came out and talked to Christopher Lloyd, and I'm like, all I could think was, I was getting flashbacks to B. Arthur in the Christmas special. Like this is the Star Wars Christmas special all over again.
I was like Tenacious D, right? Where? No, Jack, I'm disappointed in you, bro.
Oh, come on. Back in the day, he did Yo Gabba Gabba for a whole episode. He'll do anything.
I know. That's what I'm saying. But I am disappointed because it's like I want him to stand out with comedy and music, and it's like, dude, no, don't do that. School of Rock is one of the grandkids' favorite movies.
Yeah,
it's a great movie, man.
I mean, they love that movie, and it's like, come on, Jack, be better, dude.
Stay in your lane, man.
Yeah.
It's very, very, very few actors that can switch lanes like that. Robin Williams could do it. Jim Carrey can do it on a good day, but not often.
But see, Star Wars, being as how they've tried to redirect the whole stupid thing, they're coming in with all new characters, bring in some new people we've never heard of. Don't damage these old guys' careers, man.
Well, they're bringing back Rey, and she's going to be pregnant.
Yeah.
Well, and you know what's bad is, what I think that's bad about bringing them in is because, I mean, you understand, that you got actors and, sometimes you're going to see them in different shows. Right. But when, you watching The Mandalorian, to me, it breaks the magic when all of a sudden you see a Jack Black. To me, it breaks that fourth wall where it's like, oh, you just transported me out of that world in real life when I wanted to be a part of it.
You just made me realize they're actors because Jack Black is always Jack Black.
Yep.
Yeah.
I would disagree on one point. I watched the movie The Holiday, and it's him and Jude Law, and it's the first time I saw him almost completely serious.
Yeah.
I haven't seen
And actually, he did a really good job, and I was kind of surprised for a rom-com.
I liked his part in Anchorman the best. When he kicks the dog off the bridge. He's like, yeah, that just happened.
Ironically enough, he played halfway serious in King Kong.
Yeah, he did, didn't he?
I mean, he played more the serious character in that one.
I did.
I mean, I didn't like the movie, but I mean, his portrayal was all right.
I was okay with the movie, but you know, it's always the same story. Big monkey, New York, shoot him down. And
they didn't do anything surprising in it to me.
Yeah, I liked the effects when I watched it. I thought the effects were fantastic. But you know, that was then when it was new.
Well, that's kind of like back in the day when you originally Titanic came out to DVD, not DVD, but VHS. It was great because it had to come on 2 different VHS tapes. So if you just watched the second one, you got to see the effects of the boat sinking and missed everything else. It was like the best way to watch it. You know, I just want to see the effects.
my ex-wife loved that movie so much that we would go to the theater that had the heavily discounted afternoon matinee showings.
The Dollar Theater.
Yeah, weeks in a row, and every time we were the youngest people there, and she's like, why are all these old people? The audience is nothing but old people. I'm like, they're looking for people they knew. Is what I told her.
Nice.
But there, and the first time we watched it, of course, she's fairly conservative about what movies she allows me to watch. we didn't have any kids at the time. So, you know, you get to that one scene where it's like, I want you to draw me like one of your French girls, Jack. And that top comes off. She's like looking at me. So the second time we see it, they walk into the room. She's like, go get me some popcorn. Like now? She's like, go get me some popcorn. So I walk to the back of the theater. I just stand there and I watch it. And I just did that for Kate Winslet every single time she sent me for popcorn after that. so we must have seen it 5 or 6 times.
And she thought you missed that scene every time?
She set me up during that scene every time. And then she said, okay, well, you know.
Missed that scene every time?
Yeah, she thought I missed it. Sure. Yeah, I didn't miss it.
Not hard.
And then she said, after we'd watched it a bunch, she's like, well, okay, you know, you get we've seen it enough. You know, you've got some credit. You can pick a movie, and I picked Lost in Space. And we walked out, and there she said, "Okay, you just spent all your credits on that movie because it sucked." I was like, "Yeah."
So Max, or I mean Johnny, have you talked to RJ about being on his show, the LCS Guys?
I have. We just haven't connected it up yet.
You know, the problem, I'm going to be honest with you. The problem I have with it is if it was any other time but Friday nights, I'd be gold. But see, Friday night, we have Friday Night Magic in the store. So it's hard. I mean, and that's kind of like, you know, that's kind of the bread and butter, you know, of our stores. So it's like to do that show on a Friday night, it just kills me.
Yeah, I get it. We've had
like if you want a special edition on a Saturday morning or any other day, I'm there.
Johnny, a 5-minute pop in to show everybody what's going on at your store during the LCS Guys.
Well, I could probably do that. You're right. I could probably do that.
You know, get your store name out there. Get people. You know, I mean, this is the whole network thing. You know.
No, I get it.
Yeah, for sure. And get me a goddamn video from my network. From my store.
Me and Matt were talking about that. We're going to get that put together.
I've been after these guys for months. Send me videos.
Get a store video.
Videos.
Get a video to advertise your store and give us an advertisement to run. Yeah,
we'll get that.
Because we'll do it. You know it.
I know. You guys are so good at supporting us. I mean, on everything we do.
Dude, it's madness. Want to support everybody. You know, I mean,
you just want to make sure you just want to make sure your dog doesn't die. I mean, your wolf doesn't die every Friday.
It's a panther, bro.
A panther, yeah, your panther. You got to make sure your panther doesn't die every Friday. That's right.
I got a Black Panther named Pitch.
Cool. This is a dice thing, isn't it?
He's really
Yeah, we do D&D on Friday mornings. Pops is playing a ranger. I'm playing a paladin. We've kind of become long lost brothers lately.
I haven't played D&D in over, well, let's just say 1987.
That's how it was for me. And then I started seeing these games live, and I was like, man, I want to get in on one. And I couldn't get in on any, so let's do our own.
My friend James was a cleric, and he didn't know he was a cleric. The god that was overseeing him picked him and said, "You and you know how gods are. They talk, but you don't hear them because they never get a loud voice." He's like, "You are my cleric, and when you call upon me, I shall come to your aid and service you and your friends and your crew." And nobody told James, the cleric, that this was the case. So what would happen was, people would walk into a room, and suddenly there'd be like all these traps going off and monsters coming out. He'd go, "Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit." And the great god, oh shit, would come down and start healing people.
That is awesome.
Remember that line, Max.
We had a god named Oshit.
Oh, that's good. That's really good.
That was
God
fun. Yeah, the great god Oshit. Well, and it was, and I said, "Oh, it's like Johnny Thunder," and he's like, "Who?" Because you remember Johnny Thunder in the comics. He's like, "Say you can't do that," and "say you" was the magic Bodnesian words that would call forth the thunderbolt, the genie, and fun times.
Seventh son of a seventh son.
Yeah. Yes. You're Johnny Thunder.
Oh, dude, one of my favorite writers of all time is Roy Thomas. So I have all the All-Star Squadron comics, all the Infinity. Those are my bread and butter. I love reading that stuff.
Yeah, his
Freedom
stuff was
Fighters is still probably my favorite series.
Last Days of the Justice Society.
Yes, love those books.
I think the only person who's able to write the Justice Society better than Roy Thomas is Jeff Johns. And
that's sacrilege that you just said that. Thank you. I appreciate being on your show.
but only because Jeff Johns pays such homage to the original.
Oh, you're right. I mean, I have to say, I love the original Roy Thomas. Luckily enough, last year I got to meet him, and I got to tell you, when you meet your heroes and they raise the bar, it was it was awesome. He was just such a wonderful experience. And
I'd love to get him on the show sometime.
Oh, he's so great. I got to talk to him probably about 10 minutes. It was really nice. And it was a really good time. And just his work is so great. That's what I grew up with is those stories, the Chris Claremont and the X-Men, the Roy Thomas.
Oh, yeah. And, it's because of Roy Thomas that Conan is still popular today. Because it took him to get Marvel to publish it.
Yep.
And then Red Sonja. And I think there was something else that he did for them that they didn't think was going to be a big thing. And they said, well, he did do Conan, so let's trust the guy. And it must not have been that big because I can't remember it. Not that that's any game.
I have a lot of those Conan books from him. I think just recently they actually started releasing actual collections of it.
Yeah. Well, Mike Tierney, who's on the LCS Guys show, he just finished up. He just took delivery for his Kickstarter where he did the Robert E. Howard art chronology. And it's a 4-volume brick, and it's including a lot of the it's including all of the Conan covers from Marvel. I mean, if Conan was on the cover from the original pulp magazines to the novels to the comics, it's in this ginormous index that Mike has compiled over years. And if you back that Kickstarter, it's on its way, guys. It's coming.
Guys, I just wanted to pop in and say hi. And as always, congratulations. Look, we got $600 to go here. Let's do this.
Yeah, come on, guys. I've been here for 57 minutes. Can somebody at least put $15 on this thing to make it move? Captain Finity, glad to see you, man. Thanks for popping into the show here. You got to come in beginning of the shows, not No,
But
you
yeah,
gotta come
please
in
share this
anytime.
stream out. I pinned the link in the top of the Madness YouTube chat. RJ, you might want to pin the link in the top of your chat.
I have the
it's
link
in the
always. The
description.
link is always the first line of the description, right below the window that people are looking at. It's right there.
Yeah. It's in the description for you people that watch on the replay. It's in the chat for you people watching now. Go check it out, share it out, tell everybody about it. Even if it ain't your thing, it might be your friends. Yeah.
Yes.
With that,
That's how
I'm
social
out.
media works.
Talk to you guys later. Peace.
Peace.
All right. See you, Pops. And, we're at the top of the hour, so go ahead and wrap it up. I wish I could say that we are higher than we started, but as is per usual, I am nothing but a huge disappointment to the guests on my show.
No, you're good. I like it, man. It's except for when I almost die, it's always good.
Yeah, well, there's that. I mean, I did have one guest come on and got a refund during the show. That was fun. So he actually came on and went backwards. Oh well,
that happened.
Well,
It's part of the Kickstarter experience to lose backers.
And you've only gone what? Did you 30 days on this? You 10 days in?
No, it was actually a 24-day campaign, I think.
Okay.
We wanted it to end it on a Monday, May 1st, whichever day that is.
Yeah.
I think it's a Monday.
What's the delivery date? I didn't check because I know you guys deliver, so I don't even bother looking. July, right around the corner.
Yep. I mean, we get, because the books are done. We get the money from Kickstarter. Yeah, we get the money from Kickstarter. We send it to the printers. It comes back to us, and we mail it out to everybody else. It's that quick.
Yeah, I've never had any problem getting any Atrocity Press book, folks. You will get this delivered. That's just a beautiful cover. That's another one that should have been.
Mariah doesn't do not safe for work stuff very often. We were lucky enough to get her to do a not safe for work book on, I think, Human Hunters 2. No, it was a Mary book.
It was Mary.
It was Mary 3. It was Mary Machine Gun 3. Yep.
All right. Well, keep her employed.
Yeah,
she does good
definitely.
work. Keep them all employed. They're all doing a great job. This is some fantastic artwork. It's a fun story. If you're watching this on the replay, folks, click the link below the video. Get in on this Kickstarter. You will not be disappointed. And, you've heard us talking about Mary Machine Gun. You've heard us talking about Teenage Ninja Bimbos.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Bimbos.
Yeah, Teenage Mutant. Yeah, they're all there.
Well, if you notice, if you notice the Ninja Bimbos, there's Donna and Leah and Micah.
No, I did not notice that. Oh,
And
God.
you might see similarities in their weapon choices.
I did not catch that. Now I've got to go dig my copy back out of the box, look at it again. That's hilarious. They've got to be eating pizza at some point now.
Yeah,
So,
we've got to have meat pizza sometime.
but you
We
can
do have
catch
an
up
Easter
on
egg in a piece of pizza, though. We do have an Easter egg in there.
Yeah.
In issue 1.
You can
I
get
think
the
it was
full
wasn't it a zombie that was eating it?
Yep.
Yeah, we had a zombie eating a piece of pizza.
And why wouldn't the zombie eat pizza? He ate pizza before he died. Just because he wants brains doesn't mean he has a singular diet. I've always wondered why don't zombies remember how to drive cars? They'd be a lot more threatening if they could chase you down like that.
Yeah, I mean,
still got
fast.
license.
There's fast zombies, and those are scary enough. But I mean, if a zombie could still use a gun or drive a car,
Yeah. Why not? I didn't even look at the stretch goals here because they're not
Or
open
a
yet.
chainsaw.
Guys.
Can you imagine a zombie with a chainsaw?
Yep,
Yes,
these are released. We start at $4,000, and there's a new one every $1,000 after that. Their trading cards are the first 4, as always, because we've got a whole trading card set that we're building.
Now Cleo's just a slob. I mean, look at this. She's sitting in the chair. She left her bra hanging off the side here. Come on.
Some of those
Would you really
nerdy
care if
girls
you messed up your room? I mean, seriously, would you really care?
Yeah, I know. I mean, come on. That top would look great on my floor. That's how how the line goes, right?
Yeah.
Elena and Freya.
Yeah.
And there is, you were talking about costumes earlier. That's kind of her go-to.
Yep.
Okay, she's gonna have a little hoodie thing going for her there.
Yep.
And then there's the bookmark that'll be
Yep.
later after the cards.
Yeah. And that's a sticker. It's going to be die cut.
Oh, nice. I love die cut stickers.
So do I.
They're so much more professional looking. And
The poker chip.
Your poker chip, just like this one, folks. Just like my Mary Machine Gun poker chip.
Yep.
Yep.
That's what it'll be. Be careful
take
with
them
them
to Vegas.
because they're made of clay and they will break.
Oh. I won't be flinging it across the room then.
Yeah, if you drop it,
with this.
if you drop it, they can break.
Okay, it sounds like you're talking from experience there, Max.
Yeah.
Like you said, the book's done. It's finished. It just needs to be printed now. So no concerns at all on any of your parts, folks. This book's going to end up in your hands. All you've got to do is click the
Back
thing
it.
that says back it. So it's like, for me, I'm going to click the one that says remind me because payday's next week.
Yeah, I got you. That's why we wanted to end it on May 1st, is because people would get paid on May 1st.
Yes. Yes. So, if you can't back, at least click the remind me, folks, so that you'll get the notices in your email says, hey, you want this, you want this, you want this.
It's about to close.
Yep. All right. Johnny, Max, thank you guys again so much for coming on tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
Thanks for
thank
having
you.
me.
It's a pleasure always being on your show. We really enjoy it.
Well, I love talking with you guys, and there's always, something new going on with Atrocity. This is going to be a long-running series planned to be. I mean, it's not like, hey, we got 10 issues and then we're done.
No, we got numerous story arcs that we plan on doing with these characters and adding new characters and everything. So
Basically, me and Matt, yeah, we kind of talked pretty much as long as people keep buying them, we'll probably keep writing them until we die, especially on these two titles. And I would say even the same thing with Ninja, just because that's kind of our comedy relief. It's so much fun just writing that one.
Yep. Thought you were vegan, Mitch.
Yeah, you're a vegan, Mitch.
Not anymore. All right. Well, folks in the chat, thank you all for popping in. We don't have a show without you. So we're appreciative of you being here, watching, sharing the links for your friends so that, as I always say, it's not for me. It's not for any, let's get RJ's channel built up. It's so that people can see the guests and what they're doing, because your friends might also be interested in what Atrocity Press is kicking out.
Hell yeah. I mean, if you take a look at it, you're going to really like it. I mean, if you read them, like the first issue of Human Hunters, when we did it, I probably read it 20 more times than I had to, just because I really liked the book.
When you like your own stuff, you're on it. Because usually, even if you're, egotistic about what you're doing, you're going to be most critical of your work.
Oh, yeah.
That's got to be changed. That's going to be changed. I've had very few things that I've written where I like to go back and reread what I wrote, and I read it like I'm a fan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's good. I'm like, oh yeah, I wrote that. I should probably not be so cool about that.
Yeah, there's some parts in Mary Machine Gun, like especially in the 4th issue, that like I'm watching it and the co-passing the pages. I'm getting goosebumps and stuff. I'm like, this is great.
Yes, hail to the writer on this. All right, everybody in chat, thanks again. Appreciate you being here, and we will be back tomorrow with some of my favorite people, Chris and Diana Tamulevich, with their new project. So hope you'll tune in for that. And as always, while you were here, we just hope you had a blast. The Beard survives another night.